Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Move with Nate. I am excited for have you guys here. And before I start, I just want to touch on the idea of what mobility is versus stretching. And really, I want to say that because a lot of people have this conception that they need to stretch every day in order to improve the way they feel. But what I found personally is that moving and actually loading your body is going to have the greatest effect and the greatest changes to the way your body feels over the long term. So if your intent is to get rid of some stiffness or some achiness that you get from sitting all day, you're generally going to want to load those joints and load your body, whether it be with a little bit of band work or even some resistance training is always ideal. But if you don't have access to that, then just simply using gravity as your greatest source of resistance is the lowest barrier to entry. So with that in mind, what we're going to do today is we're going to do my favorite morning routine. It's a mobility routine that I learned from FRC, which is functional range conditioning. And it's simply a way to tackle every single joint in your body, particularly your back, your hips, and your shoulders as your primary movers, your primary stabilizers. And we're going to just try to make sure that we address all of them in turn. So we're going to stand up. Now, if you don't have a lot of room and you would rather be seated, I have a chair option as well that I'll show you. But for generally, most of these we're going to do is standing. So for this first one, we're going to start with our neck and particularly our cervical spine. So I'm just going to show you from the side. We're going to start by tucking our chin in. While I'm here, I'm just going to take a deep breath. I'm just going to relax and try to tuck the chin a little bit more. And then I'm going to just look over my left collarbone. I'm going to start to tilt my chin down towards the collarbone, just gently pulling it back. And then I'm going to lift my head all the way around, looking over to the right shoulder, and tuck the chin down again to the collarbone, tuck my chin down in, and then relax. So as you go through this again, don't try to overdo anything. We're just taking it really easy here, and we're just going to slowly move our neck through its biggest range of motion. So again, from the front, tuck the chin. I'm going to reach my hands down a little bit here, depress the traps. Look over my right shoulder this time. Tuck the chin down, look up, tilt the head back gently, all the way around till my left chin is at my left collarbone. Tuck the chin down, and relax. So you can do that once more. Generally with each of these, we're going to do them 3 times. So I'm just going to tuck the chin, go back to the left, breathing whenever I feel tension, relaxing. Tuck the chin slowly back in, and relax. So if that felt easy, that's good. What we're trying to do here is just remind ourselves, what is our body capable of? How far can we go? And this also acts as a bit of a self-diagnostic. So it's kind of like, where in my body do I need a little bit of love? Which then you can tell to your trainer, or you can maybe tell to a physio and give them a little bit more insight as to what you're going through in your body. So now that we've done our neck, we want to move our thoracic spine. So pretty much anything from here to here. Think of your rib cage. For this one, I'm going to use a chair. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put our hands behind our head, call this like the prisoner position. You're under arrest. And so what we're going to do is put our hands behind our head. We're going to pull our elbows back until they're as squeezed back as we can. And we're going to do the same thing we did with our neck. So I'm going to start with a big breath in. I'm going to go ahead and turn my body to the left, just my ribs. And then I'm going to tuck that rib cage down towards the chair. Once I run out of room here, I'm going to lean back a little bit, look up towards the ceiling, rotate the other way until I run out of room. Feeling some stiffness now through my back. I'm going to go tuck my right elbow down towards the chair. And then I'm going to crunch forward, rolling my ribs over my hips. It's kind of like an ab crunch here. And then we're going to continue back to the left, turning our body over our left leg. Starting to sit up now, extending through the back. Tuck that elbow down. And then you're going to extend as far back around as you can. Open up your collarbone to the ceiling. Twist to the right. Tuck the right elbow down. And repeat. Crunching forward. Rotate all the way around here. It's kind of like you're doing a big circle with your back. Big as you possibly can go, just with the ribs moving here. Ribs and upper back. Lower body should be more or less relaxed. Crunching forward. And good. Shake it out. So I'm going to show you from the front again. If you're new, you're joining, we're just taking a seat. We're doing a little bit of mobility for our rib cage and our thoracic spine, right? That area that gets stiff from sitting all day. So what we want to do is try to move it as much as we possibly can, especially with rotation. That's the area that we usually lose a little bit of range. So you're going to place your hands behind your head. You can do this at your desk. Come to the edge of your chair. We're going to go ahead and lift our head up, lift our collarbone up to the ceiling. And we're going to twist to the right. When you run out of room, take a breath. Relax. Try to go another inch. Then you're going to lift that left elbow, drop the right elbow. Feeling the stretch through our obliques now. Again, breathe out. Try to get an inch further. And then we're going to open up, lean back as far as we can. Twisting to the left now. And left elbow down towards your chair. Now we're going to crunch forward. So let your head fall over your thighs. Crunching forward a little bit. Use your abs to pull yourself forward. And then we're going to finish back where we started, right to the right here. Good. Now we're going to try to go the other way. So I want to go hands on the head, shoulders pinned back. Let's do the same thing. So twisting to the left as far as you can go. Tuck that elbow down. Lean back as far as you can. Come as far around as you can to the right. Right elbow down. And crunch forward. Come all the way back around to the left. And shake it out. Might feel good to just do a few easy rotations here, just breathing through it. And I see a comment from the lovely Kate. Thanks for joining, love. All right, so now that we've done our neck, we've done here, what we want to do is work on our shoulders a little bit. So the first one we're going to do is just our shoulder blades, and I'll show you from the side so you can get an idea of what's going on. So I want you to start by just pinning your hands towards the ground, like reach towards the ground. Head is up, back is relaxed. And we're going to roll those shoulder blades as big as we can, all the way back, and then pull them forward, pinch them up to our ears, pull them all the way back, and then roll them down. So I'll show you from here. I'm trying to slide my hands down my thighs. I'm going to roll them to the front of my body, pinch them up to my ears, pin them back as far as I can, and then pull those hands down again. And this should be very slow. So you're just trying to feel, what can your shoulder blades do here? How big can you make this movement? I want you to breathe through it. Whenever you feel a little bit tense or like there's some restriction, try to take a pause, breathe out, and continue on. And if you're anything like me, watch what your head's doing. Sometimes we have a propensity to kind of move our head or our back. Try not to move your body, just move your shoulder blades like this. And then we'll try going the other way. So going forward first, up to the ears. Pin them back as far as you can, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then pull them down towards the ground, reach towards the ground. We're going to keep that going, another 10 seconds, rolling, 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 as big as you can. Almost there. And finish it off. Awesome. Again, now we're going to use our shoulders. So that's more of the arm rather than the shoulder blade. So we can do this seated or standing. It's up to you. I'm just going to sit so it's easier to see. So we're going to take both our arms. For the next minute, we're going to pull our thumbs back as high as we can, staying tall. Once I run out of room here, I'm going to pull those thumbs back towards the TV behind me. So opening my chest as wide as I can. And then I'm going to flip my hands right here and try to reach for the ceiling with my palms. So now as I come tight to my body, I'm still reaching towards the ceiling. And then I'm going to go backwards as slow as I can. Left one arm behind there. It's a little trippy watching yourself on camera. And thumbs back, shake it out. So I'll show you from the side as well. Keep going. We're gonna take our time, pull our thumbs back as far as we can. Once you run out of room, out to the side, pull back as far as you can and lift. Open your head and your chest to the ceiling. Hold there for a sec. And then you're going back as slow as you can and with as much opening as you can accomplish. All right, and we'll do the last one. If you cross the arms to start in the middle. Come up to your ears. Watch again, you're not moving your head or your back. It's just the arms we're moving here. Pull as high as you can go. Reach for the ceiling. And then out and around. We're going to flip the hands about halfway. Palms up to the ceiling. And palms together to finish off. Awesome job, guys. All right, so now we're going to finish with our hips and our ankles, and then we're out of here. So if you made it this far, thanks for joining me. Now for the hips, you have an option. You can do this from the ground, or you can do it standing. I'm going to try it standing. And what we're going to do is we're just going to do the same idea for our leg. So we're going to start by pulling our leg up, out to the side. It's going to kick around behind us, and then touch in the middle. So it's kind of like what we just did for the arms. We're doing a really big circle, and we're taking our time. So with the hip, I'm going to balance on my right leg. Left leg is going to pick up. Take your time to get your balance. Try to pick that knee up as high as you can. Once you've run out of room, pull that leg off to the side. So you feel a little squeeze on the outside. We're going to lift our heel as hard as we can. So this one's usually where everyone starts cramping right here. So take your time. And if you have a chair or something to hang on to, I would encourage you to do that. Kick behind you. Squeeze your glute, squeeze your hamstring, so kicking backwards, and then just touch the right knee, go back the way you came, out as wide as we can go here. We're trying to lift, get that knee up as high as we can get it, and bring the knee across your body. So again, let's do it once more. Take your time. It's not a race. In fact, I want you to go really slow. Try to find how high can you get first, then how wide can you get. Once you run out of room, lift that heel, lift it, kick behind you, reach, and touch the other knee. Back again, extending out to the side, lifting, get it up, and back down. We'll try the other side. And thank you, Nina. Glad to have you joining me. So we're going to lift that knee all the way up as high as you can go. Pull. Lift the toes. Lift that knee out to the side. And the heel comes up and around. And touch that knee together. Kicking out and back. Lift out to the side as wide as you can. Really feel it on the outside of the butt. Pull across and down to the center. Can't remember if we did 2 on this leg, so I'm going to do it again once more. Just for good measure. Lift that knee out to the side. Get as high as you can now. Don't forget to breathe. There we go. Awesome. Yes, exactly. Especially with mobility, trying to go slow. The analogy I always use is that you want to pretend like you're moving through molasses. Pretend like you're really pulling through something and you're really fighting to get through it. And that's how you create a little bit of resistance, which then changes the state of your joints and changes the internal state of your muscles. So thank you for that reminder, Nina. Now to finish off, we can do this one seated, but our ankles often get underlooked or overlooked. And so if you do any sort of sports or you go to play anything after sitting all day, your feet and your ankles usually take a beating and they didn't get any love. So what we want to do is we're going to pull our knee up as wide as we can, or high as we can. And what we're going to do is the same idea, really big circles. So I'm going to draw a circle with my big toe. Pretend like it's a pencil. And you're just drawing a circle. So when I go down, I'm really closing my toes and pushing down. And then when I come to the inside, I'm going to open up my toes and spread them out. And I'm just going to take my time, explore the corners here. Been dealing with some plantar fasciitis, so this feels extra spicy for me. But the idea here is that, again, you want to try to figure out what can you actually control? What can you do of your own accord? And if you notice you struggle with a certain area, that's where you want to start doing strength training. So in my case, if I have trouble coming up, I'm going to do 20 to 30 of these tib anterior raises to try to build some strength and some capacity there. All right, let's try the other leg. And generally, guys, when you're doing these accessory exercises, you want to spend more time doing it than you would maybe a typical strength workout. Oftentimes, people will do 8 to 12 reps of something. But when it comes to building endurance and building mobility, you really need to spend longer than 60 seconds doing something for it to really make a difference. So the way I think about these is if I can do this twice a day, in the morning and maybe at night, quickly do a 10-minute pass through my body, that's more than enough time to maintain what I have access to and to also make some progress on some of the joints that I haven't been giving some love to. All right, and then try going the other way. Slow as you can go, big as you can get with those ankles, and then we will close out and let you get back to your workday. All right. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this morning routine. These are some of my favorite exercises, especially the hips and the shoulders and the back, of course, doing any sort of spinal movement. We don't move our back throughout the day. So I'd encourage you, if nothing else, do the spine, do your shoulders, and do your hips. And that right there is the majority of where we get that stiffness throughout the day. So if you enjoyed this, please share it with somebody. And just take note that if you're interested in having me come and do one of these stretches with your company, I'm now offering those for free. So if anybody's interested, please let me know via my email. All right, guys, have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. And thanks for joining me, Nina, Kate.